And I think the heart, the big picture heart of this record is to remind people that there is always space with Jesus.
Hmm.
And I think right now, I don't know, I feel like we've been dealing, this whole year has been a year of space. You know, it's been a year of like slowing down, like a forced slow down space in our time,
Hmm.
space at home. It's just been a lot of, I don't know, just that idea of like so what do we do to like take up all the space that we have, or what are we doing with that? And for for me, I wanted to remind myself, I wanted to remind my family that no matter what we're facing, no matter what, like we're carrying their space with Jesus. And Jesus is a presence that creates space, that makes room for us all the time.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it feels like crowded. I don't know, sometimes it feels like our lives are so crowded uh, that it gets like overwhelming. And so just, I don't know, like had this idea of that open space, you know, in Jesus's presence.
Yeah. So was this inspired, entirely by the times? But talk about the inception of this name and the
Yeah,
album and all that. Yeah.
yeah, not even really. I think it was maybe uh an unintentional just kind of response. You
Yeah.
know, didn't go into the record saying like I want to write a record about 2020. But I think naturally a lot of these songs came out of writes that I was having this year. You know, it came out a lot of like songwriting that I was doing
Yeah.
during this year, and a lot of writes that were done over Zoom because we were all in quarantine. Um, and so there are a lot of, you know, just kind of like natural connections, but it wasn't a, I don't know, it wasn't a, this is what I want to write, you know, this record about.
Sure.
Who did you write with? Like, did you team up with people?
All over the place, man. It was so many, you know, so many different people, and so many people that I love and I'm so grateful for. You know, that's one of the things that I love about the worship community is that there's so many songwriters that are writing like for the church. And so, you know, Amanda Cook is one of them, Phil Wickham, Jonathan Smith, Hank Bentley, Jason Ingram, Matt Marr. I mean, it's like a ton of people that I respect and I look up to that, you know, I just love getting to make music with.
Did you have to do everything over Zoom, or did you do any in person?
There was probably actually the song Space. I wrote with Amanda and another friend of ours, Nate Moore from House Fires. We wrote that song. It was like the first week of March or something like that. It was like right before kind of everything shut down. So that was like the last in-person writing session that I had before everything kind of moved to virtual.
And then so you're in, are you in Franklin right now?
No, I'm still in Charlotte.
Oh, you're in Charlotte?
Yep. We're staying put. We love it here.
That's your...
Well, so that I was gonna ask, how did you assemble? Well, first off, did the players that played like in the video, in the most
Yep.
recent video, are they on all the songs, or is it different players on each song?
Yeah, so we really went into this record, you know, initially like I wanted to do, you know, like a church record that was just a night of worship, you know, at my church with our people. Obviously, when that couldn't happen, I still wanted to capture, I don't know, just like the heart of worship, like in that space. And so what we did is we recorded. We just took a full day. It was the same guys, but we treated just even, you know, the recording of the record. It was more of like a worship experience than it was like a video shoot. We had a lot of people with us that day, just kind of in the room, praying, interceding, worshiping with us, even though it wasn't like a, I don't know, like an event with, you know, like a, you know, like a church service. And so we really treated just the whole recording like a worship experience. So it was the same players, the same people involved for the whole project.
Yeah, that's cool. Our buddy Dom, I saw him playing.
Oh, Dom, he's the best.
We had asked like our community what questions we should ask you for this podcast, and the one question was, when is the snare sample coming out?
Man, one, Dom rules at the drums, and I'm just so happy. I've played with Dom for years and years, and was just so happy to have him involved with this project. But then two, Sean Moffitt really crushed the mix and kind of elevated everything, especially from a drum perspective. He elevated everything to another level.
That's why I was thinking you were in Nashville, because I was confused, because I was seeing Dom and what's his name on bass? Jeremy? That's Jeremy, right?
Yeah, Jeremy.
Okay. And then I know Sean Moffitt had mixed it, which he's in Nashville, right?
Yep.
And
yeah,
you kind of mentioned Hank Bentley. So I was wondering, like, did the Charlotte guys fly to Nashville, or did
we did everything? Yeah, we did everything in Charlotte, and captured everything. And I've worked with Sean a ton. Sean is like a brother to me. Anytime I'm in Nashville, I just wind up staying at Sean's house. And so unfortunately though, because of like the situation, this is probably the first project that we had to do everything from a mixed perspective was all online pretty much. It was all remote. And so, but he crushes it, and he does so good that we were able to get it done without me being there in person.
Yeah. So where did you track everything?
There's a place in Charlotte that a good friend of mine, Lisa Turkhurst, she's a author, speaker, she's amazing. She on her property has this space that she kind of uses for ministry events and all this stuff, and it's just kind of this big open room, and she let us kind of take over for a couple of days, and that's where we did it. And it's not like it wasn't like a studio or even like a church room or anything like that. So we just kind of brought in everything and set up in the round and just kind of went from there.
Yeah.